I got back to the marina, tracing some signals for my workplace. I've been here not a long time ago, probably a week ago, doing some work. It's nice, relaxing place. Just after sunset, and I'm going to walk around here. Likely I won't get in trouble. Usually they put gates and cameras on the marinas where they don't like to see people sneaking around and um, walking like that, like free dogs. Fishing vessels. So today I'm going to record a few thoughts about hell, heaven, and something that might make you think if you are on this channel, and if you want to let your mind fly and let your imagination fly. I watched a number of videos, testimonials, people sharing their experiences about visiting heaven, visiting hell, or these places that are known in the spiritual and religious circles. Are these places real? Yes, they are very, very real, and I mentioned my opinion about it. This is a virtual reality world, including the world you live in, your world. It's a made-up world, and it's created for you to experience self and experience a made-up reality. And I'll compare it to an artificial intelligence unit or character. Yeah, some sailing boats that require some care. So again, your reality is real for you. My reality is real for myself. When people travel to these places, they see real things, but they are real for them, for their mind, and appear very, very real because it's an energy and information system that is bypassing the five senses, the sensory systems of the human body. We are made into a world that is multi-layered, so multi-systems combined together. You can go from one system to another, and in the realm we experience, we have a body, we have a material body with five senses, so we kind of experience and travel this world through these five senses. If you lose one sense, then you get a sensory handicap. If you get one more sense, let's say I'm using my thermal camera, I have an advantage. I can use a camera to see around the corners. I can use an X-ray machine to see through your body. Yeah, so that gives me a certain advantage compared to those who have only the five senses. And when people travel to these virtual places like hell, heaven, similar places, the information that is contained into that space, it goes straight to the mind, to the traveling mind, which is part of our consciousness. And for that mind processing system, um, that information is very real, because, like I said, it's not coming through. It's coming through a human experience, because the mind has the human experience memory, but it doesn't go through the to the sensor, to the human sensor system. So it's very clear. The sounds are very clear. People in that space don't talk to uh, through voice. Don't talk through. Don't see through the eyes. The smell goes straight into the processing center of the mind, so you don't have to have nose. So especially all the people who lost the sharpness of their five senses, uh, suddenly they see this world which is brighter, more colorful, and if they come back, that's why we know these stories, because those came back and shared the story, shared the experience. When they come back, they say, "Wow, you know what? I met Jesus. I met these angels, and the colors were brighter, the flowers, the fields. It's like so much stuff." And when they go on another virtual world, like a hell, the way it is described, like a hell, uh, it's way scarier than any possible jail on the earth. People think that when they get to jail, or when they see jail in the movies, that's a scary place. I've done jobs in jails with my workplace. I installed equipment in jails, and yeah, I saw people like inmates. I saw guards, and so yeah, it's not really a pleasant place, but I did not see, and maybe it was a good thing. I did not see the ugly side, like you see in the movies when people kill each other, beat each other, they hate each other. It's a low world. That's a boat that I thought of buying at some point. One type of boat like that. I thought of buying one of these ones, but I see now it's not really good for fishing. It's not much space. Anyway, so I'm just walking at the marina, and I have my monitoring device in my pocket, and I don't hear anything, so I have to take the car and drive to downtown and look into what I'm looking to chase into that area. Um, yeah, so those things are very real. Let's say if we are a character in a game, and if we, let's say, artificial intelligence, we are a character into a video game, and if we are designed in a way that we feel self, we have awareness of self, we know we exist, I am who I am, I look like that, I look in the mirror and I think this is me, I feel that self. Okay, so for me, I am real, and the reality in my game, these boats and stuff like that, are all real. I can touch the boat. I can touch the boat. I can touch this anchor. I can feel it. Okay, I can bang my head into this thing, and I can feel the hurting. Right. So this is real. But from the gamer perspective, or from a human perspective, they say, no, that's a piece of software. A piece of software on a hard drive or on a CD-ROM. Okay, now you can. How come you say this is real? It's not real. But for the character, it's very, very real. Same thing when God see you. God might say, or might think, I created these characters, this game, this system, this experiment, or this farm, or whatever you want to call this thing. I created, and I know it's a virtual thing. I created and I can terminate it. I can terminate any character I want. I can delete the characters, I can create new characters, I can change the scenario on my own will. I am the creator and I can do whatever. Okay? And from that entity perspective, from God's perspective, we are not really real. God is real for himself, like for his own perspective. God think of himself. I am the big consciousness, or I'm the creator, or whatever entity I am. But when he looks at his creation, he says, you know what? Yeah, I created a world that probably it exists somewhere, but it's still a virtual world. A virtual world that is learning, is automatic, is learning by itself, is learning of self, expanding. Maybe it's real. Maybe created out of matter, but actually it's all idea, it's energy for our world, and everything you feel, you sense here, it's imaginary. Even for us, it appears made out of solid material, right? So those are hard to believe concepts. Not many people can get this type of stuff. It's you need to kind of allow the mind to process this type of ideas. Now I want to share one story after many testimonials I watched online. One story, a guy went to such a hellish place where all the people were confused, kind of running around, going around, not really having a purpose and a direction. And he is trying to talk to someone, like one of those characters, and was asking about a friend, a lost friend, a friend who passed away. So he assumed that this is a hell, and my friend who used to do drugs and have a kind of a nasty lifestyle probably ended up in a hell. Of course, this person who traveled to this place probably didn't imagine that hell is not just a confined place where you go somewhere. It's like, okay, I ended up in a city, and city on Mars, and likely I'll find my friend who traveled to Mars. But Mars is a big planet, and because it's a big planet, you need to know where you go. You need to know an address. You need to have a specific location. Same thing with this virtual world. You go to hell, and it's a big place. It's another virtual space that is made up and is filled with people of certain vibe. So it doesn't mean that this person who had a low vibe on Earth went to hell in the same space, in the same area. Could be different levels of hell, different vibration type of, like super hell, worse than hell, hell like earth, earth like hell. Same thing with heavens. There are different layers of heaven. The way are depicted by some spiritual masters is not just one heaven layer or level, and that's it. All the good people go there. No, it's according to each one, spiritual development, karma, whatever, let's call vibration. So someone who has a pure heart, like a Jesus-like, probably goes a bunch of levels up, and becomes such a powerful light that has probably, I don't know, shining for the whole area, or maybe the aura field. I can't say much. I can't say actually nothing about that because I don't know. I'm just making an assumption. And so these people are kind of lost on this space. And he's asking one guy a question, and the guy is looking like, what? Someone is really talking to me? Suggesting that everyone there was lacking of love. They forgot what love means. And if someone actually stopped to ask, how are you, or who are you, or are you okay, or something, they say, what? It never happened to me to see someone really care about me.
We ordered a beautiful bottle of wine.
And that's a scary thought. That's a scary thought. And I can compare this to some people's lives on earth. They don't learn bonding, they don't learn love, they don't learn anything related to love here. And when they die, before they die, there is nobody. There is nobody to come to visit them as a hospital, or die in bed somewhere alone at home. It's nobody. Nobody cares about these people dying. And some people are so low, they die on the streets, and nobody cares who picks them up. Someone, like some workers, to make sure the body, the decaying body, does not infect someone, does not leave mess. That's the only reason they pick them up. If that decaying body would help growing flowers, you would see people who nobody care about being left somewhere on the field because it's still useful to someone, like their body helps some flowers to grow, or maybe plants, or uh, maybe cows show up and start eating those decaying body. If the cows in that world would eat decaying body, I'm just making up some virtual shit, but that's the idea. These people are so low, and they are being picked up as dead bodies only to avoid infecting other people. So the idea is that you need to build some sort of a karmic points, or some sort of a love while you are alive. So when you die, you will be surrounded by people who give you the feeling that the journey is not that hard. So they they give you that feeling that you are not alone. You have someone to hold your hands. So it makes the transition, the passing, much easier. So that's kind of an idea. If you I'm at the marina, I'm looking at the security guard scanning the pass. And also, it's a state of the mind. If the mind is learning love here as a human experience, when it passes on another side, likely it will get a chance to go to a place where it connects to people of similar vibe. So people who share love here do things for other people, like offering help to someone in need, hugging neighbors, or saying good morning. They kind of build up a karmic score. I can say karmic score. And they will transfer this karmic score to the next level, to the other world, the other made up or virtual world. And having this karmic score, it helps them connect to people having similar vibe, similar karmic score. So rarely you see people of different worlds mixing together. So you won't see inmates really mixing up with lawyers unless the lawyers make some money off the inmate. You won't see doctors really mixing up with farmers unless the doctor has different karmic vibe or something and he really wants to spend some quality time talk to a doctor to a farmer too. But the people kind of keep their world separate. The rich don't mix up with the poor, so it's like every uh, every type of person mixes up with people of similar vibe. And it's not only about karmic or spiritual thinking or feel, but it's also about common things, behavior, maybe um, maybe skills. And when these people pass over to another virtual world, let's say they go to sort of a heaven or to another planet where they meet people of similar vibe. Carrying this love over, it really helps. So they start probably a new life in that world, or they just end up somewhere in that world, like feeling like an adult. I don't know how this thing works, but at least it helps to feel surrounded by good people, especially when you are by yourself. You just end up hopping into a virtual world, and you realize, okay, I kind of need help here. And it's good to see people who take your hand, like people sharing their testimonials, that when they go there, they were being, they've been kind of surrounded by light beings or angels or stuff like that, and they've been shown how to do things here, and at some point they were told, you know what, yeah, okay, you saw whatever and it's your time to go back. But for them it was a really pleasant and powerful experience. Now if they have to go back, so maintaining the same karma, if they have to go back and uh, they cannot come back here on earth because the body is dead, is gone, or whatever, they accomplished their mission here. At least they know, they have this confidence, you know what, I'm going back home, that's my place, and I'm surrounded by love, and I go there with open heart, like I'm not afraid. But compared to those who never built love, when they get sick, when they get in a hospital bed, when they are dying, it's really scary. So that's kind of
Yeah,
a
yeah, I would think
thought
that
I
as
want
well.
to share. You must build some